Today I wanted to see what was inside. Actually, I want to see what is inside this laptop. I got this a while back, probably last year. It's a Dell Inspiron 5000 model 2-in-1 laptop. So, when I got this, I had no idea the specs or how big the hard drive was, but after I checked it out, I found out this actually has a terabyte hard drive in it. So I was really happy with that. But I also found out that it only has 4 gigs of RAM, and that's not really much. So I'm going to take it apart and see what kind of hard drive is inside of it, and also to see if the RAM is upgradable. I don't know if it may be soldered to the motherboard, or maybe I could add a second RAM, maybe it has a second RAM slot to add more memory. I don't know. So this is my first time. I'm going to take this apart just to see what's inside of it. I just want to know what's inside of it. And I have already taken the screws out. So now all I have to do is just pry it apart. And again, this is my first time doing this. So I don't know how I don't know how it comes apart, but I'm going to try. So here we go. See. Oops, yeah, I got this about last year, and I just got it because I needed a 2-in-1 touchscreen laptop that was it had to be a 15-inch 2-in-1, so that's why I got it. I didn't really care about the specs, I didn't care how big the hard drive was or how much memory it had. I just needed a touchscreen laptop that was 15-inch and a 2-in-1. So I got this, and I have to tell you, I'm kind of happy with it right now. I didn't think I was going to be happy with it, but I have to tell you, this thing is really built solid. I mean, out of all laptops that have used, it's well built. I know this whole thing is actually made out of plastic. The whole chassis, I believe even these, I forgot what you call them. Well, I'll talk about that later, but let me see if I can take this apart real quick. Again, I don't want to mess this up. Hinges, that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, even these hinges are made out of plastic. Let's see if you get a good look. Yeah, I believe these are actually plastic too, but even though this is made out of plastic, it's still well built. It feels really solid, and it feels like it could really take a bit of a beating, carrying it around or dropping it. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if it's a good deal to take it apart for the first. Oh, okay. Here we go. Wow. Yeah, this is plastic, as you can see. It feels heavy, actually, but it doesn't feel light at all. It feels kind of heavy. See, it's spray painted on the inside, silver paint, but it's a plastic. Yeah. So this is the rear, the back of it. I set this to the side, and here we go. Oh wow. So I see there's actually, I believe, 2 RAM slots. That's really nice. And I don't believe it's soldered to the motherboard, is it? Let me see. Okay, that don't look like it's not soldered. See this one. Take this apart. All right. Yeah, it's not soldered. Okay, that's nice. So this is actually, it just has 4 gigs of RAM. So yeah, that's nice. I could add, maybe I could add like 16 gigs to 8 gig sticks. So that's nice. That's good to know. It has 2 RAM slots, so that's really nice. Oh, okay, this is the battery. Wow, when I take it apart, it actually looks larger. It looks like it's a lot of space. Look like they could have actually added a larger battery. This battery is kind of small. Put my hand over it, as you can see. If I had a ruler, I would measure it just to see. I'm curious because I have seen other laptops. Here we go. And they have bigger batteries than these. And this battery actually lasts for about, I would say, of real use, about 6 hours of real use. 26 to 7 hours. So the ruler I had starts right here. Okay, it's 7 inches. 7 inches long, and let's see, 3 inches wide. So that's kind of a small battery, especially for a 15-inch laptop. But this is really interesting. I mean, there's a lot of space in here to put a larger battery, and I'm surprised. They even included a full-size hard drive, and I was really curious about this because you know, a lot of these thin laptops, they put a lot they put those M.2 SATA drives, M.2 drives, and they're like a chip, right? They look like a RAM card, right? Like a RAM chip. And they use those because sometimes they don't have enough room, or the laptop is extremely thin where you can't put a full-size hard drive or a 2.5 inch, you know, hard drive. But they actually put a full-size hard drive, so that's really impressive because when you look at this laptop, it's really thin. It's a lot thinner than it looks, as you can see. Let's take a look. I've been trying to get this to focus, so I apologize if it's not in focus or if it looks kind of blurred, because I noticed in some of my videos I can't really tell when I'm filming right now because I'm looking at the screen, you know, from the camera. So I can't, it's a small screen, so I can't really see if it's in focus or not, but I hope it is. But as you can see, this thing is really thin. Let's see if I can open it up and give you an idea. There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this thing is really thin. I would say this part of the chassis right here, let's see, the palm rest. I forgot, I measured it before. It's like 3/8 of an inch at its thickest part. Well, this is centimeters. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's about 8 centimeters. And this is interesting because this hard drive, this is a full-size hard drive, so this is really a thin hard drive. And I believe it's 7 millimeters. I think that's the thinnest hard drive that they make. They usually, like, you know, 10 or 12 millimeters at the most, 12 millimeters, but this is actually 7. Because when I measure this, the chassis, as you can see in millimeters, it looks like it's just a little over 8 millimeters thick. Again, I'm trying to get this so you can see, so you guys can see this. But yeah, and this was why I was really surprised. As you can see where they put the hard drive at. You know, it's right here, and you can see the chassis is kind of tapered. This is the front, and this is the rear. You can see it's kind of tapered in the front. It's like it's a little bit more slimmer or narrow in the front than it is in the back. So I'm really surprised that they are able to fit a full-size hard drive in here. And I believe, I don't even think this is a SSD drive. It's the disk drive, you know, the old-fashioned, yeah, disk drive. So it's not even a solid state drive, I don't believe. So yeah, but as you see, there's plenty of room to have a larger battery, and I wish they would have put a, but it lasts for 6 hours. But you know, you could have got more battery life out of this if they would have put a larger battery. But yeah, this is what it looks like on the inside. And again, this is my first time looking at this, so I'm kind of you know, in awe, because it's really put together very well. And like I said, there's so much space in between here. You could add a lot more stuff, you know. But yeah, I'm glad it has the 2 RAM slots, so that's nice. So I might upgrade the RAM. But I think the only thing you can't upgrade is the processor. It might be soldered to the motherboard. That's right here. So it might, yeah, soldered, I believe. You had a Wi-Fi card and the speakers. You have one right here, the left speaker, and then you had a right speaker right here. And yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking. This is really interesting how it's made. Okay, these hinges right here, the inside of the hinge, this is metal, of course, but the hinges on the outside, as you can see right here, are plastic. They are not metal. So I'm really surprised about, you know, them using plastic hinges. But yeah, it's still durable, you know, laptop. And it's what really impressed me with Dell. You know, there's Elite books made by Hewlett Packard, and you got the ThinkPad with the carbon fiber chassis. Even a plastic ThinkPads that have the glass fiber. I think it's, yeah, the glass fiber plastic chassis. They're plastic, but they have glass fibers in them, which is supposed to make them more stiffer and durable. But when I look at this looks like it's regular plastic, but it may be polypropylene plastic, which is very strong. And that's the type of plastic that they make water bottles out of. You know, those plastic water bottles that you drink out of, that's polypropylene plastic. And they also use it to make eyeglasses out of it, for the lens of the eyeglasses. And let me tell you, that's some really strong plastic. It's stronger than ABS. ABS is your basic cheap plastic, you know, but it's pretty strong too, but the poly is stronger. So I don't know, you know, this may be made out of polypropylene plastic. If not, it's ABS, because as I mentioned before, it's very strong plastic. When I put this thing, you know, when it's back together, it feels very strong and rigid. There's not much flex to this, and this is why I wanted to take it apart to see how it was built, because it's well built. I mean, it's very hard to flex, you know, to flex this laptop, and it's so thin. And it just feels like, it feels really solid from being a plastic laptop, you know. It feels like you could actually put some weight on it, or maybe even step on it a little bit. It feels that strong, but it's all plastic. So that kind of impressed me. So they may use some type of polyplastic. I believe that is really strong. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. Okay guys, I'm back. My battery ran down, so I charged it up just for 30 minutes. So I'm trying to finish this up quick and see. So let's see where I left off. Okay, I was right here. So again, I was looking at the chassis just to see. It's well made. Okay, this is a USB port here. And this is where the SD card goes, SD card slot. As you can see, if you look closely, you can see that the slot is kind of channeled right here. Look at this, kind of zoom. You can see the channel, so that makes it, you know, that makes that part a little bit stronger. It keeps it from flexing, you know, when pressure is applied to the chassis. It's channeled, and it's channeled here too to make this part stronger. So that's nice. So this is where the SD card go, and what else? Oh, okay. Then you have the CMOS battery. See it now. So that's the CMOS battery, the speaker, and the volume button right here, and the power button right here. So you can see everything is laid out pretty nice. Plenty of room to upgrade it, to put something extra in it, you know. But one thing I was thinking about, I believe this is just a disk drive. So I would recommend putting a solid state drive in here instead of having a disk drive, because, you know, when you have a disk with spinning parts or parts that move, if you drop this, it may damage the hard drive. And what I notice is, because this is so thin, this is the bottom plate. You see that there's actually a little bit of foam right here to protect the hard drive, you know, on impact. When you set it down, you know, when you set it down on a desk on a hard surface, this kind of gives it a little bit of an impact, you know, soft impact. So you can see the hard drive is pretty much touching the bottom, you know, the bottom of the chassis, the bottom plate. So if it's any type of hard impact that hits this part, you know, when it's laying face down like this, it may damage the hard drive, because it's because of the bottom chassis is touching the hard drive. So this is why I recommend getting a solid state for that reason. Because with the solid state drive, there's no moving parts, so you could like drop it or bump it and it's still going to work. So yeah, besides that, you know, it's pretty laid out. It's really nice, and I was really surprised by the quality of the chassis. Even though it's all plastic, it feels very rigid, very strong, and I don't think you have to worry about it breaking really. So this gives this laptop, as I mentioned earlier, 6 hours of battery life of real use. So that's not bad. It's I guess I would say that's just average by today's standard. You know, there's a lot of other laptops that give like 9 or 10 hours. So 6 is just basic or standard. But still, you know, it was enough room to put a larger one. But yeah, and so on the other side you have the other speaker and Wi-Fi cards. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, you know, it's a nice design, you know, and again, this is the 5000 series. They actually have a 7000 series. I guess the 7000 has a faster processor and more RAM, of course, but I don't even know what type of processor that's in here. I didn't look it up, so I don't know. Oh yeah, you have also, is it 3 USB ports? No, I think it's 2. Yeah, this is actually a HDMI connector right here, and these 2 are USB ports. Let me just take a look at this real quick. There you go, see? HDMI, USB ports here. And also the headphone jack. Again, you know, when I pressed, I had to really apply a lot of pressure on this. I just wanted to see what it flex. And it does flex a little bit, but you know, you have to put a lot of pressure to make this flex right here. But still, you know, the build quality is very solid on this laptop, so it's nice. So yeah, that's about it. I just wanted, you know, to take a look to see what was inside of it and to see, you know, if I could upgrade the memory and stuff, and I can. But I'm wondering also, could I modify this to put a larger battery, because I still have a lot of space here. You know, I could even mill this out and have a little bit more room to put a longer battery, you know. I don't know if you could do that, but because there's chips inside the battery, so I don't know if you could. I don't know if it will work with this laptop. But anyways, that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and maybe I would do a review on this. You know, if anybody is interested on how this performed, you know, I might do a review if I have time. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video of looking inside to see what's inside this laptop or this 2-in-1. Thank you very much, and goodbye.